Hi, welcome back to another video for part two of the series. Last video, we implemented some network security solutions. Now we're going to go over enterprise network security configurations and their concepts. So what we're going to do for this exercise, this video is not going to be long, but it's going to be impactful. So what we're going to do for this exercise is going to be the only exercise we do actually. It's going to be setting up a honeypot with Pentbox. Sounds very exciting, doesn't it? I don't know why I sound like I got a speech impediment, but nonetheless, still, what is a honeypot, right? So it's a decoy, right, or a trap, right? Created by organizations to attract hackers into a computer system, right? So one of the main objectives usually is to use it to monitor the hacker activity as far as how they're exploiting the system's vulnerabilities, and then subsequently learn the weaknesses of the system through that way. And apply the necessary security measures to strengthen it for further attacks, right? So another objective that the honeypot does is study the hacker's methodology, gathering information, right? All right, what is his thinking pattern? What is the pattern and why did he choose this particular attack vector in order to exploit the vulnerability, right? So usually the final objective is to divert the hacker's attention from the main network to the decoy system itself. So we're going to use a program called Pentbox, as I mentioned, to create a basic honeypot system. It's actually fairly easy, actually. So first things first, we're going to, of course, download and install Pentbox. Pentbox is an application. It's not only used for honeypot, but it can be configured as a honeypot. You'll see it once we get the GPU up and running. So let's open it up here. And then let's see. Most of the video is going to be typing this. I knew it was something I messed up. Okay. See where I messed up here. All right. Yep, I know it's somewhere. Let's see. There we go. That's what we wanted. All right, perfect. Yeah, the smallest things can definitely always throw you off. So it's given us finally what we were looking for, the indication that it was a successful download. So now I'm just going to move on to the next prompt to uncompress the actual files for the what's gonna call it. So we're actually going to see only this. Oh darn it! I should have kept a little bit of it. All right, I did all that just to. All right, so let's see VX. Um, that box 8. Perfect. That's what we want. We love it. All right. So now the files are extracted in this folder. So now we're just going to change to the actual Pentbox folder now that we have everything extracted. So let's do Pentbox. Perfect. So we're in. All right. So let's do this here. No. Perfect. So we got it open. So now it's giving us a list to select from. We want the network tools, right? And naturally, because we're going to configure it to do honeypot situations, well, it's going to become a honeypot as far as the feature that we're using on it. I'm getting my words tied up. So there we go. So we must run it with root privileges. Oh, that is perfectly fine. Let's see. All right. All right, perfect. So it's officially activated on port 80. So I'm just going to actually keep the terminal open because it's now just running the Pentbox tool. Now we're just going to modify the proxy server exceptions, right? So all the devices, right, and the Practice Lab platform, they connect to a proxy server. So we need to add a proxy exception to a rule to ensure a successful connection to a device found in a lab network. So without this exception, of course, we can't connect and browse a web server in the local environment. So let's actually do that now. I'm going to swivel over here, and then let's head to Internet Explorer. So I'll just type it in here. Internet Explorer, unfortunately, is the home browser. So it has some things that wouldn't be able to obtain in the other browser. I mean, Internet Explorer, like Jesus Christ, learn it. Century. All right, so now we're open. Come on. Back to there. Come on. All right, connections tab. Usually I'm just so caught up in what I'm doing, I get super quiet. Sorry about that. So we're going to head to the LAN settings, right? And we're going to ensure that bypass proxy server for local address is actually selected. So that's good. And then we're going to actually head to advanced. I just did this. Right, then we can actually add this here. All right. So yeah, that looks good. All right, proxy. All right, perfect. So got that situated. So now, okay here. Now we're just going to test the honeypot functionality. So now we just need to test it. So before I continue, in a real world scenario, no one should be connected to a honeypot, right? But if someone is, it means that the person does not have honest intention, right? So I'm just going to put in this here. Access denied. That's what we wanted, right? So I'm actually going to re-swivel back over to Catalytics. I didn't know re-swivel was a word. It's going to, so I have the terminal up, which means to have the terminal up. And then it should show, yep, intrusion attempt detected. And it tells us the IP, the date and time where it came from, right? So using the Pentbox application, we learned how honeypot systems work, right? So the administrator of the system where the honeypot is actually deployed, like here in the Kali Linux, can take the appropriate measures to strengthen a computer system's defenses, right? So that's the end of this video. Again, as I mentioned, it would be really, really quick. We went over setting up a honeypot, particularly using the application Pentbox, and that has been enterprise network security configurations. Next, we're going to get into gathering intelligence on threat actors and threat vectors. I'll see you there.